Okay, I really need to pick a game that I've never given a shot before. I'm just gonna pick Blindfolded. Oh God, no.
Where the f are you going?
I don't know.
You gotta go get a fish.
I'm trying to find a fish.
Go to the other ocean.
I don't know where the other ocean is.
Back past the door, Jim.
I don't know where the door is. The door by Riku. I don't know who Riku is. The guy with the silver hair.
Oh. In the early 2000s, it was safe to say that I was a Nintendo kid. Christmas 2000 rolls around, and I get my very first video game console, all for myself. That is the Nintendo 64. Yes, I have a Pikachu edition. It's adorable. And in Christmas 2002, I got the GameCube. Back then, it wasn't all about graphics. It was all about the games. Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion. These games are basically my childhood. I'm pretty sure there were summers that I didn't leave my bedroom at all. I guess I turned out fine. Back then, there was something else happening on the whole other spectrum, and that is the PS2 era. Now, don't get me wrong, I have a PS2. I always have. But the PS2 and I have a weird relationship. Even though I've had one for a really long time, it just never felt like my console. To be honest, what I was most excited for was having a DVD player in my bedroom. I had a few games. I had Simpsons Skateboarding. Yeah, that game wasn't good. I had Star Wars Battlefront 2. Actually had that for a little while, and then a friend borrowed it and moved to Florida, and I never played it again. So I don't have that much exposure to it. I had the SpongeBob games. Those were fun too, but it was just never a system that I really latched onto. I always felt like it was a console for the older kids. So that's what leads me to this, Kingdom Hearts. I remember this game being talked about a lot at the lunch table. It just never really seemed like my cup of tea. I was never really a big Disney fan, and I never really played a Squaresoft game. Yeah, I know. I never really got into it until way later, even though I owned it pretty much my entire childhood. We all know that 3 coming out was a huge deal. I remember the anticipation, and boy, people were excited.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh! What? What? The trailer here?
So, I think it's finally time for me to sit down and try this out. And, fanboys, sorry, but this is gonna be a hot take. For recording, wow, this is already starting off great. For recording purposes, I'm playing the PlayStation 4 remaster on the PlayStation 4 Pro. Some advantages of this is that the game actually runs at 60 frames per second. The cutscenes are at 30, but I'm not gonna hold it against it. The original ran at 30 frames, so it's fine. This version of the game is Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Final Mix. Yeah, it's a mouthful. Which has a few improvements from the original game. The final mixes are the uncut Japanese versions, which add new keyblades, the weapons of the game, and some new cutscenes. So this game opens up with our dreamboat Sora, accepting an invite for a little swim with that hunk of a man Riku. And with the wave crashing around him, he gets sent to tutorial land where we choose our beginning stats. And you get to tell the land of misfit children that we don't want to grow up or some crap. Then we gotta fight a shadowy, hunkier Sora, and before you know it, you're waking up on a beach with Hayden Panettiere.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Yeah, that one. Wrong thing though. So there's Hayden Panettiere. Well, at least that one's a video game. I'm talking about our main girl, Kairi. She's from somewhere far from the island where Sora and Riku live, and she doesn't remember much. But just know that Sora and Riku are both feeling those sort of things boys around their age feel about girls.
A Palpu fruit?
If two people share one, their destinies become intertwined. They'll remain a part of each other's lives. no matter what.
That's just too much power. After doing the most agonizing fetch quest ever in a game, twice, you finally get to what we're all here for, the Disney aspect of the game. Holy crap, it's actually something I'm interested in. Donald discovers Mickey is missing, or should I say, King Mickey. He's royalty. He's worth $1 bajillion, so I get it. So that's where Donald and Goofy's story is leading. They have to look for a dude with a key. All of a sudden, whoop, bam! Some crazy shiznits going on with Destiny Island, and our main man Sora's got a big ass key for a sword. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that's the key they're looking for. After battle number 2 with the emo Sora on steroids, we're waking up next to Pluto in little old Traverse Town. There's some fighting the Heartless around town, playing the game of cat and mouse, or I guess dog and duck, and you meet up with some Final Fantasy characters. Now, this initially annoyed the crap out of me. Oh, what now? I gotta play all the Final Fantasy games before this to get why the characters are here? Well, no, I don't. So that was super helpful. They're all there because the worlds are colliding with each other, which they weren't before. So I guess it's kind of a different universes colliding. It's an event. It isn't supposed to be happening. I actually kind of like that. After finally meeting up with Donald and Goofy, it's up to them to seal all the keyholes in the different worlds. That's it. We finally get to the point of the game. Alright, I'll give it that it's a game from 2002, but it didn't age all that well. Look at Super Mario Sunshine. This is from the exact same year. Even in standard definition, this game looks gorgeous. There's no ugly character models, there's no weird transitioning from good talking animation to bad. Although some will argue there's too much talking in Super Mario Sunshine. They're two different styles of games though. I can't fault it. JRPGs are known for their dialogue, albeit sometimes laborious dialogue.
The Heartless obey me now, Sora. Now I have nothing to fear.
You're stupid!
Overall, the Disney characters look tried and true to their original counterparts. The colors fill the aesthetics of the game, and overall there's not a whole lot to complain about with this aspect of the game. And at the time, I probably would have been impressed at least. I don't know why I have this PS2 just chilling in my lap. This is where things get a little sad. Let me start off with, if I played this game when it came out, it wouldn't be an issue. But come on, do you want to know how you play this game? You hit X. You just button mash X a whole lot. Maybe a few triangles here and there, and that's it. That's how you play the game. I guess some triggering to lock onto enemies. Very important. The boss battles in this game trigger me. There is absolutely no aspect of strategy when it comes to boss battles. It's honestly all luck based. There's just sometimes you win and most of the times you die. I didn't really change up how I battled them. There's a little bit that you have to look out for. Honestly, it's just a gamble. The very first boss that you're faced with in the first world, I think is just as difficult as the very last boss. There's barely any strategy to them. You go up to them, mash the heck out of the X button, try to avoid the attacks. Spoiler alert from one of these crappy last bosses, but there's literally a set of moves that Ansem, aka Edgelord Riku, does, and if he starts off with them, you're done. There's literally no way that you're gonna win. Most of the missions are pretty cut and dry. Some fetch quests, some go to this place, talk to this person, and go back to the first place, try to figure out what obscure room you need to go into. And a lot of level grinding with the Heartless. There's a ton of times in the game where it doesn't give you any aspect of where to go or what to do. Back in 2002, I don't know how people would play it without the internet and walkthroughs. I needed a walkthrough for at least half of the game. The choosing of party members where you're in different worlds is fun. You get to fight alongside some of your favorite Disney characters, do a little bit of strategy to see who's well against the different enemies, and the different combos and magic you can use. Overall, I enjoyed this part of the experience. Okay, one last thing. What the hell, Donald? Can't you get through one battle where you don't die? Probably the best aspect of the game is the diversity in levels. We're underwater, in Tim Burton Land, the 100 Acre Woods. I feel a little guilty for not finding all of Pooh's friends, but I think they'll be okay. Aesthetic-wise, I think Nightmare Before Christmas World is my favorite, and Sora, Goofy, and Donald changing their outfits based on the worlds is fun and creative. Having different party members based on the different worlds make you feel like you're delving into the movies. I gotta say, this is my favorite aspect of Kingdom Hearts. The story of the game is what I'm so indecisive about. I'm actually not sure if I love it or hate it. The whole when worlds collide things makes my inner nerd quiver with excitement. But oh my god, the Japanese melodrama. The whole, I can't let you fall into darkness. The heart is the light and it keeps you from the dark. It's so thickly laid on. And the worst part is I don't think it's going away anytime soon. Just look at this clip from Kingdom Hearts 3.
Haven't you already learned how to restore someone's heart after it's been lost?
Another issue with this game that I have as a whole is Sora. He's the worst character in the entire game. I get that he's a kid, but there's plenty of kids in media that aren't nauseating. I think I have a controversial opinion that will make the whole game as a whole a lot better and a lot more timeless. Make Sora a silent protagonist. We don't need to know his intentions. He's literally just wanting to do good and save his friends. But he is annoying as hell. Look at Link, Chrono, Cloud, except in this game, Shell, Isaac. None of them need lines to know their intentions, and there's still a huge story going on around them. But no, we get this dumbass kid.
What is this place?
This place.
Okay.
You know that time when Sora's a Heartless at the end? Yeah, best part of the game. Because he can't talk. Look, if I played this game when it came out, I probably would have really dug it. Fun Disney characters, crossovers, big bash 'em up boss battles. But as a 25-year-old man, it's just too simple. We got games like Bloodborne and God of War where the combat is tight, feels natural, and is unforgiving. And here I get a button mash fest to take care of a never-ending spawning enemies. But overall, I could say I enjoyed it. And I'd recommend it to people who are either down with the Disney aspect or someone who wants mindless fun. You get to upgrade your Keyblade, get magic spells. I just wish the themes weren't so ham-fisted. Like the Disney aspect of the game symbolizes legitimate light, which counters with the legitimate darkness. Little on the nose there. But I'm interested in to see where this goes. I mean, we only have 2 more games, right? All right, yeah, no, this franchise.